Okay, so the people there won't get it. All right, so what I want to do today is I want to start your assignment, which is the Desmos. Okay, so go into Algebra 2. So everybody go to Algebra 2 and everybody go to classwork and everybody go to Match My Parabola assignment Desmos. And you can click on the Match My Parabola assignment if you did the tech test, and you can just click on that and it'll take you there. And if you did not do the tech test at the beginning of way back in August, then you have to sign up for Desmos. Okay, so click on this link right here and let's go to Desmos together and let's start this. All right. Any questions? All right, so when I go to Desmos, I should have you guys all in this lobby, hopefully. You guys are going to the Match My Parabola. Don't go to the Will It Hoop. Apparently there's social features now. I have to approve you. Okay, so some of you guys have already done this. That's good. Ooh, Miss Culver did not start this activity. All right, is anybody having trouble getting onto Desmos? Can you guys tell me if you guys are good with that getting onto Desmos? All right, I hope you guys are more listening to me and you're on the Desmos. Well, I guess it's good too. How do I? Okay, so on the first screen, okay, or challenge number 1, we're gonna plot our first parabola, and you guys are gonna type in X, and then use the caret. So you guys remember the caret? It's Shift 6. So Shift 6 brings you up to the top, and you have X squared. X squared is what's called the parent function. Okay, you guys should know. You guys might remember parent function from Algebra 1. Did you guys talk about parent functions? Please fill up this chat box, guys. The parent function is your basic function graph before you make any changes, like transformations before you move it or whatever. Here's this. All right. Then over here, what are we going to do over here? All right, so now we have the parent function. The parent function is y equals x squared. I'm on challenge number 2. The parent function is y equals x squared, and I'm going to what's called translate the graph. And this is a type of transformation, okay? And I'm going to go back to, if you guys can look at my screen real quick, I'm going to go back to this idea right here. Y equal, this idea right here. A x minus h squared plus k. This is all vertex form, okay? All right. So what it's going to look like is y equals parentheses x. Oh, it's blue. We're in. Okay. X. Never mind. Not parentheses. X squared. And we're going to add 3. And then hit check my work. Now I think that this is blue and that's purple. Well, that sounds like it's somewhat important. Okay. So the +3 translates the vertex. All we've done is move the vertex. It's the same exact shape. We've just moved the parabola up. Okay. And then I'm going to talk about the green one. Now I'm going to use parentheses. Y equals parentheses x minus 4, close parentheses, and I have to put it as squared. If I don't put squared, it's going to make it a line. So we'll just make this a line. Well, it doesn't even do anything. Perfect. So it's got to be squared. Okay. And when you have a number in the back of this equation, it's called K. It translates it up and down. And when you have a number on the inside of the parentheses, it's H. And so that moves it left and right. Okay. And that's right here, H and K as the notes go. Okay, all right, so hopefully you guys are playing with this too. I've got 5 on this one. Can you guys finish the rest of these? Can you guys get orange and purple? Looking good. So Kaylee's got it, Ethan's got it, Dylan's got it. Laney's got it, Lauren's got it. I need to anonymize. There we go. Okay, I'm checking the chat. Anybody want to ask a question in the chat? How are we doing? Ethan, you're saying yes. Is that yes? You're checking the chat. Right. Can you guys hear me? Can somebody say yes if you can hear me? Yes, the graph. Hope you guys can hear me. What's the Zoom audio device? Yes. Okay. All right. All right. I have a few more people working on this, but all right. So on the next one, all right. So you can look at me again. I have a blue and a red, and it says Eric thinks the equation x minus 3 squared will match the blue graph. Okay, is Eric right? So minus 3 is it going to shift it to the left or to the right? Well, when I go back to this challenge, okay, original. When I go back to this challenge, I know that in order to shift it on the green, I had to shift minus. So H is what we call a liar. The number on the inside of the parentheses actually moves it the opposite direction. So in this case, Jenny is correct. You know, it should be when you have x minus 3, counterintuitively, it's going to move it to the right. And that comes from what the equation is saying. The equation is x minus h squared. And because it's minus a negative is positive, and minus a positive is a negative. Okay, is everybody clear with that? All right, these transformations, how do I do? I don't want overlay, I want students. There we go. Okay, now on challenge number 3, we're going to talk about A. So challenge 2 talked about A and H. I'm sorry, H and K. H moves the parabola left and right. K moves it up and down. If I wanted to get into the blue over here, so, you know, for example, here's my x squared, and I say, check my work. It doesn't reach the blue, so I've got to make it wider. Well, that, and they're trying to give you the hint by the red, that is going to be the number in front. So how do I make it, how do I make my parabola wider? Okay, the rule is as a gets closer and closer to 0, it's going to be flatter and flatter and flatter. So like 1/2, okay, is going to be flatter. And then let's get closer to 0. How do I get closer to 0? I might try 1/4, or let's try 1/3. Okay, so it's getting wider. And then I can try 1/4. And that gets wider. Okay, in that case, it's going to be 1/5. If I were to do it at like 1/, let's say 99. So 1/99 is almost completely flat. And that's because if you were to do 0 as a, it would basically be 0 times any number squared. Well, 0 times any number is 0, and 0 squared is 0. So if a were 0, it would not be a parabola anymore. It would just be 0. So a cannot be 0. A has to be 1, or it could be a negative number, or it could be a positive number. And as a gets closer and closer to 0, then it will get flatter and flatter and flatter and flatter. All right, so how do I make it negative? Because green is negative. So if I want to flip my parabola, I'm going to make it negative. So negative, let's try x squared and see where we wind up. We need, oh, look at that. Perfect right there. Okay. Now, if you look at, how, is there an easier way to know that the blue is 1/5? Well, if you look, this dot right here that I'm trying to get to is at 5. Okay. So, you know, it'd be almost like that kind of same slope, like what's going on with it. As you plug in 1, well, yeah, I mean, it'd be based on the 5 for the y. Okay, so go ahead and try that. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna give 30 seconds for you guys to play, and then I'm gonna go to challenge number 4. I can change it to teacher. See how we're doing. Good, and then show correctness. Okay, so who's typing in IDK? Kaylee. Who needs help on this? If you're typing in IDK, let me know, and I'm here for you. We're doing this.
So in orange, they're just supposed to like put like whatever.
It'd be negative x, but you want to make it thinner. So how do you make it thinner? Well, this is 2, so you make it 2, and it'd make it skinnier. So right here, this is like saying 1 right here, and then if you make it bigger than 1, if a is bigger than 1, then it gets skinnier, 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 skinnier. All right, looks like I'm about 50-50 for this challenge. If you need me to slow down or if you need me to do it again, please give me a private message or unmute yourself, okay? There's Kaylee. Is Kaylee on? See, some of these kids might have done. Let's see. Anonymize, Zoom share, more participants. Yeah, see Kaylee's not even here. Okay. So let me let me go to challenge number 4 real quick. All right, now remember my parent function is x squared, okay? So I'm going to take my parent function and I'm going to move the vertex. So how am I going to move the vertex? Well, there is a right shift or a shift to the right 4. So the shift to the right is going to be h, and that's what's inside the parentheses, right? So my vertex is at 4. And now remember, it's a liar, so it's actually going to be -4. So I'm going to shift it to the right 4. And then I want to shift it down 2, and up and down is K, and K is out back. So right here, I want to go down 2. So A is 1, H is 4, and K is -2. Oh, and then it's apparently I need to get this out a little bit more. So I need to make it wider. So I'm going to change A. So I'm going to try 1/2. And that works. Okay, so I changed the vertex, and then I needed to go up 2. And so because I needed to go up 2 from the vertex, I changed the, well, half. I mean, I'm sorry, yeah. I went up half over 1. So it was like, if I go over 1, I only go up 1/2. Right there. All right, questions on this? Looks like a bunch of people got it. We only have 2 in the class that don't have it. This person, if you're this person, you're trying to do it in vertex in factored form, and I would just stick to vertex form. Okay, so I would do H and K just like we're doing. All right. Let's see, what's this? Okay, so here, challenge number 5. So I'm on challenge number 5 now, okay? They're going to give us these 3 forms or something close to these forms, okay? Well, let me just go back. Right here, we can write this as factored form. So when do we use factored form? So we're not really so much concerned about the vertex now. We're really concerned about where it passes through the x-axis. So if we're concerned about where it passes through the x-axis, I'm going to write it as factored form. And where it passes through the x-axis is -4. And even though it's -4 on the x, it's actually going to be +4. See how I changed this to +4? and it moves it to -4. And it follows the same thing because it's the opposite, okay? If the factor is x plus 4, then it goes through the point x equals -4. And so this is +3, so I want -3. And then same thing right here. I could go +4, -3, and then +4, -3. All right, so I don't have as much control over the vertex in this way, okay? But I can precisely write an equation for a graph that goes through specific x-intercepts. Okay, so obviously if you guys look and see what this number out in front does, like -2, this would be 1, this is 1/5. Those numbers are adjusting if the graph is wide or skinny. So it's going to move the vertex if it's wider or skinnier, right? And then same thing, blue is negative, so it's upside down. All right, questions on that? All right, I'm going to wait a little bit to see if you guys can get to where I'm at because we have some people that aren't here. But challenge number 5, you want these numbers to correspond with the numbers where it passes through the x axis. All right, are we good? Does that make sense? There we go. We still have a few people who, I don't know if these everybody that's here.
There's 7.
There's 7 in the room.
Oh, yeah,
2,
and
3,
there's 8
4, 5,
there.
6, 7, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
All right.
It's weird.
Okay. All right, so this is plot 5 problems, 1 through each color corner. Okay, so this one I probably just go ahead and do this challenge number 6 in vertex form with H and K, right? And so I would say parentheses x, red is going to be pushed all the way over to -7, -6. So it'd be +6. And then -1, right? So I know I need a shift of 6 to the left, and I know I need a shift of 1 down. All right, so blue would be a shift. Well, here, let's do orange. Orange would be a shift of 1, 2, 3 to the right. So it'd be x -3 squared, and then 1 up. But I have to change it to negative. So how do I change it to negative? I put the negative sign in A. All right. So I'm going to give you a little bit of time. See if you can get these. Remember, H is the liar. And that's what you want to tell yourself now till you take the test. H is the liar. We actually had the same kind of format with H and K when we graphed absolute values. And remember, if you get a straight line, that means that you don't have x squared, because linear is just 1x and quadratic means 2x's. You might say, well, quad means 4, Mr. Brooks. Why isn't it x to the 4th? Well, to get to find the area of a square, which has 4 sides, you multiply x times x. So x squared gives you a square, which is 4 quad, 4 sides. Isn't that weird? Terrible at explaining this. All right, I'm gonna give you a little bit more time, then I'm gonna go challenge number 7. Golly, people. Anybody need help? I'm gonna pause sharing real quick while I check something. So there's Ingram's not here.
Can you delete them off there?
Hagen, no,
Like hide them while they're not in class.
I know. Ethan Keene, Dylan Schilling is here. Audrey Rose is here. Anna Emmerich here. Nathan Spies is here. Oh, where's my show correctness thing?
Mm-hmm.
There it is. It just disappeared. So Ethan Keene, Matt Hagen. Matt Hagen's not here. Dalton Hodge. Audrey Rose, Anna Emmerich. Anna, which one are you struggling with? Dalton, which one are you struggling with? Or are you waiting for me? And Ethan, are you struggling with one? Okay. All right. Well, let's look at challenge number 7, okay? So challenge 7 says you're going to plot 5 parabolas with the same x-intercepts. So now if I have the same x-intercepts, a good way to do this would be what? Factored form. So it looks like x minus a number and x minus a number. Okay. And in this case, one is going to be +4 and one is going to be -4.
Is it factored form?
Yeah. So this again, this is factored form. We have each one of these sets of parentheses is a factor. All right, now I'm trying to get this parabola up here. So I'm going to need to go negative, and then I'm going to need to type in some number. I doubt it's 80. Yep. 20. Forgot exactly. All right, so now I'm getting close. There he goes. So the negative number here is going to flip your parabola upside down, so there's a maximum and not a minimum. But you want to start all of these with the same thing. And so I'm just going to copy and paste on all these, right? Now orange might be like 4. Nope, but one of these is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys some time for this. And then we're going to be finished here in 5 minutes. See, this person did in a different way. So that is standard form. Now, if you were to, like we did where factors, like x minus 4, x plus 4, and then some number, if you were to multiply this out, multiply, it would get this.
Okay.
So the same way we changed one linear equation to another, you change one quadratic equation to another just by, simplifying or whatever. Now, I'm going to point out, if you look at my screen, there's another person that did this. This is standard form. So again, you can write a quadratic in either standard form or factored form or vertex form. And so you can write the same graph 3 different ways. I don't know if this is trial and error or whatever. Like, so C, I'll tell you, if you guys listen, this number out back in standard form is called C. So this is C right here. The C is always going to be your y-intercept. So if this red graph, the y-intercept is 80, then the C has to be 80. All right, okay. Can you guys share in the comments? So go to the chat and share one thing that you learned or surprised you or is new to you. And then also tell me one thing that maybe you already knew or maybe like that like is more reinforcing than new. So give me 2 things. Give me like one like questioning thing and one like, hey, I got this thing. So everybody should go to the chat right now and give me a little bit of feedback. Tell me one questioning thing or one thing that surprised you that is new and one thing that that you got. And after you finish this activity or after you do your best on this activity, you guys have a exit slip back in Google Classroom. So Google Classroom, you have this exit slip right here. You have to do this exit slip. One more practice equation. Okay. Yeah, so this is day 1 of quadratics, Audrey. So don't freak out if you don't know it right away. Okay, Ethan, good feedback.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to cover quadratics in Algebra 1. And, last year was also a crazy year, but quadratics oftentimes that's at the end of the year. And if you're rushing, then you're not going to get that same kind of reinforcement. So thank you for telling me that, Dylan and Audrey. I'm still missing a few people on Anna and Dalton. Do you have any feedback? All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys play with this. I'd say do your best. Yeah. So day one, Dalton, and I like Desmos because we're learning by playing. So you have to play with it a little bit, and there's no worry about making mistakes. Okay. So don't forget to do your exit slip on this. And I'll see you guys on Monday, Friday. No, today at 10:30. If you're not a senior, I'm doing the ACT thing. So at 10:30, I'll be here in the same Zoom room for ACT. And then there is the meet and eat. So if you guys want to go to our meet and eat and have lunch with us, that's at 12. So we'd love to see you there. Okay. All right. Have a great day, guys.
Have a nice day.
Is it the 15th or 14th?
Say it a little louder. You say have a good day.
You.
Oh, thank you.
Bye.
too.
Dal-
Have a nice day.
You too, but
Have a great weekend.
you too, Dalton.
So he's jamming out.
Yeah.